Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and welcome once again to the Self-Improvement Basis for Community Development Talk Show. I'm your weekly host, Brother James Muhammad. I'm honored to be in the heart of Tate County, Coldwater, Mississippi, as we discuss certain issues that is going on in Tate County. And we have on the panel this afternoon our brother Patrick Alexander.
How you doing, brother?
And also we have Sister, what's your name?
Crystal Giles.
Sister Giles. We also have Brother
Keith Mack.
Brothers and sisters, today we'd like to discuss issues that's going on here in Tate County as it relates to our people and justice and education. Brother Patrick, for those who are not quite familiar, tell us something about the issues that's going on here in Tate County.
Okay, brother. Well, yeah, right now in Tate County, we're experiencing something that we are revisiting as a community that has happened in the past before. And basically what it is in the Coldwater situation is that Coldwater is revisiting a matter that has been perpetrated on them once before. The school is threatening to be closed down. They're actually about to be robbed of their high school based on a lot of political redistricting of lines, and it's affecting the black community the most, which will affect them mostly Coldwater High School being closed down. Right.
Now, how important is this high school to Coldwater here in Tate County?
It's very important high school to Tate County. To my understanding, I lived here all my life, and I'm a product of the Senatobia school system, but in all honesty, the Coldwater school system has produced the most prominent black people in Tate County. The most prominent black people in Tate County have been produced by the Coldwater school system.
Okay, now, for those who are not quite familiar with this area, Tate County is the county, but you also have Coldwater, you have Senatobia.
Right.
Two different cities within the Tate County. Now, are they having the same issues in other cities within Tate County?
Well, Coldwater and Senatobia has taken the forefront. We do have other cities such as Strayhorn and Independence, but they will suffer the residual effects of what happened with these two cities, Coldwater and Senatobia.
Okay, now you said 8 years ago they tried to close down the school. What was the result of that? And why they didn't close down the school?
Right. The school didn't close down, in my opinion, because the people galvanized and they came together against that. There's a lot of pride here, and it seemed like that pride that existed 8 years ago doesn't exist right now. And so, you know, people like myself and Crystal Denise and Keith Mack and others among us are trying to galvanize the people, and hopefully we can conjure up that same spirit that prevented the school from being closed down 8 years ago not being closed down now.
Okay, for those who don't know, we are on the outside, on the main courtyard here in Coldwater, Mississippi, so there's a lot of things going on around us. My sister, you from Senatobia, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, what are some of the issues that's going on in Senatobia?
One of the main issues that we are fighting is the unfair hiring practices and the discriminatory can't find the word for it, disciplinary actions taken against our students. Right now, we know that the student body is 52% black, and it has less than 10 teachers and administrators in the entire school system. So,
Can you say that again now?
the student body is 52% black, with less than 10 black teachers. Let me rephrase that: teachers in the entire school district. There are a couple of administrators.
Okay. Now, that was the case of a young man that was drawing a tank, and he was charged for
Yes, it was a friend of mine that I attended school with her son. His name is Jackie Cobb. Her son drew a picture depicting a tank, and to my understanding, it was not. He didn't put it on public display or anything, but the teacher actually went into his personal possessions and found the drawing, and she turned the drawing in, and it was a depiction of a tank. And from that, that situation spiraled into a whole legal situation where Miss Cobb was basically out of large sums of money to defend her 9-year-old son against allegations from the school of him, I guess, being a projected terrorist, actual terrorist, 9-year-old terrorist that drew a picture, which you know, we see is terribly egregious. in that matter, and for her to have to incur all those expenses just to prove that her son is not a terrorist, which we think is totally ridiculous.
Now, the superintendent, the school board,
Right.
had a meeting on Monday night.
Right.
Have they been sympathetic to the needs of the community and the issues that you brought before them?
School board is not sympathetic at all toward the issues of what we have brought against them. I think, and the reason that they're not is because when situations like this occur, we basically bring the issue up, but we always leave it there. So I think the people of power that implement these injustices, they have become content with it. And until we galvanize the community and make everybody aware of what's going on, they're going to continue. So we most definitely trying to concentrate our efforts to make sure that we get some change.
Okay, now that meeting occurred in Senatobia on Monday, right? Okay, now, the present leadership, school superintendent, how long have he been in that position, and have you seen a change in the system since he's been there, and who was there before him?
I'm not sure who preceded him, but I've been in the area for 11 years, and I have definitely seen a change in the administration and the teaching force. So when I moved here, there were at least 3 black principals. Now there's 1. My youngest daughter had a couple of black teachers. Now she won't have any more once she's in high school. So yes, there has definitely been a change, but not for the better for our children. Definitely not for the better.
Now, what about the athletic department? Are there any black coaches? And what is the ratio between black and white athletes?
I think first to your first question, the black coaches. When I was in school, in the various school systems that we're talking about, I was coached by black coaches. Not all, but I was coached by black coaches. And if we understand the importance of coaching to young men in general, it's important that we see men, of our color in those positions that help guide us, especially when we come from homes that don't have the father in it. So, I'm not a product of that kind of home, but I had friends that were products of those homes, single parent black mothers. So our coaches kind of fit that in that mold, for us as a father. When we got to school, we had a father figure there. Now today, in the Senatobia school system, there's only 1 black coach in the whole school system, K through 12. And I think we only have 1 female coach. But yes, that's the disparity that we suffer there in Senatobia with the coaching situation. As for the athletes, of course, it's predominantly black athletes. We got a 52% black student body, but I would argue 85 to 90% black athletes participating in all the sports, probably with the exception of baseball and soccer.
Okay. Now, the critics might say they can't find any qualified teachers or principals or coaches. What would you say? Are there qualified individuals around to take these positions?
Yes, I would ask them, have they talked to the teachers who actually applied and couldn't even get an interview? I would ask them, I would answer them by asking them that question, because I know that there have been black teachers apply for positions in Senatobia and not even get an interview. I know that.
Are there any underlying issues that we're not seeing? Who controls the hiring practice? How many, when you look at the school board and the superintendent, what is the ratio there between blacks and white?
Is the school board?
School board.
Senatobia school board consists of 3 whites and 2 blacks. These are general board members, but the superintendent, of course, is white, and the school board chairman, would you call him a chairman? He's also white. So the situation that we face with and the dilemma that we face with is that the black community is not represented. What I'm saying? I like to say that the school board is all white. With the exception of the 2 black ones, because they have no perspective, as far as representing the black community and what the black community needs.
Okay.
Right.
I want to add that the school board is appointed. So they are appointed by the city aldermen of Senatobia. So they choose the people who they want on the board. So of course they're not going to choose anyone that's outspoken and will speak, in my opinion.
Now, other civil organizations in the area, NAACP or any other, have they come to the aid of the parents or the school system?
Well, not so much in the case of the Senatobia situation. Now, the Coldwater situation is more, I hear talk of the NAACP being involved. I don't see results from the NAACP being involved. I'm a grassroots person myself, and I think that in order for something to get done here, we got to stop depending on an organization like the NAACP. We need to depend more on the parents of the children that's involved in the school system and galvanizing the community that's immediately affected. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to always looking to the NAACP and traditional organizations to solve these problems.
Right. Now, this issue came up 8 years ago. What do you see the difference between the parents 8 years ago and the parents today?
That's a great question. The parents today